I'm guessing that this is video of Tampon Tim getting ready for one of those Diddy freak-off parties. Hey, you don't want to know where the air's going, as of course Diddy now is still dominating our entertainment and political discourse as we await his trial, as we just got some very interesting news from his lawyers, who will be giving out some interesting questionnaires to potential jurors here, to the point of nearly 70 plus questions, as we also got a sneak peek at what potentially could be some crazy videos that these jurors are going to see, as Diddy now pled to 2 new charges that the feds brought against him. What did he plead? What will be going on here? As of course, I do believe there's a chance that the diddler, Diddy himself, might actually be getting off here in more ways than one. All of this, as there's a lot of lore, there's a lot of craziness surrounding right now what's happening to Bieber and to Britney Spears. There's a lot of people connecting the dots to some very well-connected DNC players, as we need to remind ourselves, Diddy, not only a billionaire, but a guy connected to all the most powerful people in our society, not just in the entertainment industry, but also in our political discourse, as the diddler didn't play around, and he had numbers to Hillary Clinton, to Barack Obama, the DNC, and he played a major role in, of course, campaigning and organizing predominantly for left liberal causes, as he came out and talked about the dangers of white men like Donald Trump. Interesting turn of events for him, as of course the establishment and the system really wasn't that loyal to him, as other people are saying that they actually turned a blind eye to his abuse for a very long time. Others are saying they just kind of casted him away, while I think the prevailing conspiracy theory here is that he thought he was too powerful, too big for his bridges, and then he went to one of these big players and he said, hey, I want this. You don't give me this, I will release this tape of you. As, of course, we know that there's a lot of videotapes of Diddy getting down, being an undercover brother. There's also a lot of allegations against Barack Obama being a major undercover brother, especially when it comes to his diary entries that also question his, pre-election, and also his taste in the female companion aren't the most feminine. Let's just be real with ourselves, as the moniker Big Mike stuck with us during this last political cycle for a very specific reason. There might even be a chef that drowned because of some of these serious allegations, and it wouldn't surprise me if there was a lot more to this particular story than what we are being told here. But regardless of that, we have an ongoing legal case where Sean Diddy's lawyers now want jurors to answer a long list of questions about relations, about substances, about their feelings of violence, to be considered to be a juror on this very important case, as jury selection for individuals that are summoned starts on May 5th in Manhattan Federal Court. Now, what we're finding out here is that there's a list of 72 questions, 72 surveys in order to, quote, sniff out bias. It's pretty clear here. There's going to be a lot of bias. A lot of this probably will involve political lines, cultural lines. A lot of this probably could also involve individuals based on their own political preferences and race that probably will have a major impact here during the legal proceedings that, of course, we will be seeing going on here. I do not envy the lawyers here, the prosecution, that will now have to be selecting this jury, as those jurors might be seeing some stuff that is pretty wild. As, of course, one of the questions on the 72 list questionnaire that prosecutors are saying is just way too long is about people's viewpoints on multiple adult partners. Well, because, again, this, as Mario Nafal says, this case isn't exactly about Bible study. No, it's definitely not here. as Diddy's lawyers want potential jurors grilled on their views about adult content, as they're pushing a 72-question survey to sniff out bias, including if jurors can handle explicit videos and wild party details. Prosecutors say it's overkill and makes the Maxwell mess look organized. This is the Ghislaine Maxwell case that was also tried in the Southern District of New York, where that case is now going to the Supreme Court, as the Supreme Court will potentially be hearing that case. As of course, Ghislaine Maxwell went to jail for providing a service to absolutely no one. Very strange kind of coinkydink here, as a lot of conspiracies go to die in the Southern District of New York, where the establishment essentially always wins. As of course, we saw the Epstein case not really go forward there. We saw the Ghislaine Maxwell case successfully put her away in jail, even though the whole case is just wild. We saw the Sam Bankman-Fried case being prosecuted there, and now we are seeing the Diddy case there being prosecuted here. As, of course, Diddy is being accused of some very serious allegations, as he is still stuck behind jail being denied bail, as there's a lot of drama here. And Diddy just responded to new federal charges. Before telling you about that and my conspiracy about how he could potentially get off in more ways than one, we wanted to tell you about wearechange.shop. We got a lot of great products out there. We have some products that are in limited supply. This is just going to be a limited supply of some of the stuff here that we have that our button pusher Stephanie made here. We got some exclusive items here that are pretty funny that you can't get anywhere else, that are sold at a little bit of a premium since they're fundraising efforts here. We still have our No More Drama from Your Mama bundle. The price of it, by the way, went up, and it's going to continue to go up because we only have a limited supply of the products here. We have a couple products that are selling out. I don't want to tell you what products are selling out, because if I do, you're going to buy it up. That's just how marketing works here. But a lot of our products we are re-upping. We're doing really well, and we're really doing some fun stuff here because we have teas. We have 1,000 milligram hemp extract. We got ashwagandha, which I really love for the testosterone boost. We got fish oils, which is really good for the heart and brain. We got magnesium glycinate that helps people sleep. We got common sense creatine, which I love and use every single day, especially it's really good for older people in cognitive decline here. We got a brain and body bundle. We got a lot of great stuff available for you guys here. And of course, we got the No More Drama from Your Baby Mama bundle, which, P. Diddy might be, of course, dealing with right now, as he has a lot of different baby mamas. He has a lot of different problems in his life right now, as, of course, the charges against him are just stacking up. Some of the charges include trafficking, racketeering, transporting goods and people for adult use, as now there's going to be a lot of information presented against him in a court of law, as he will be fighting for his freedom and his life. As Diddy's legal team is coming out and saying it's all lies. It's not true. None of it's true. As the prosecution is saying, well, we got the receipts here, and the jury will be seeing everything, and it might be potentially watching some wild videos, as this court proceeding could definitely take a wild turn here, to say the least here. As, of course, Combs has already been in jail for 7 months, as he just pled not guilty to new charges that the prosecutors have officially charged them with trafficking and transportation to engage in, the buying of adults for adult things. Again, family-friendly show here. We use definitely kind of a different rhetoric and different language here. As right now, Diddy is being held in what many people believe to be one of the most corrupted jails in all of the United States, at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, as he is being held in the 4 North Ward of this jail in a dormitory-style unit with 20 other inmates. One of those inmates was Sam Bankman-Fried, before, of course, he was convicted and he was transferred, as the ward is filled with government informants, former gang members who may be at risk of retribution attacks, and they are not in the general population, but they're held in their own secure wing of the jail, a secure wing of the jail that is generally known to be more lenient on the prisoners than, of course, the other units in that particular jail here. As, of course, people get to move around more freely. They also have bunk beds. They also have microwaves. They have a gym. And I bet Diddy loves the bunkmates there. I bet he's really happy there. Listen, jail has a lot of undercover brothers there, as the New York Times had a very interesting article detailing the kind of life of Diddy behind bars here, as they kind of went into great detail. The New York Times also did an extensive look here into, quote, the jailhouse lasagna that Diddy is eating, as there's, of course, the revelation that he is now selling and trading mackerel as currency in prison. Yep. Fish. They're probably not in cans, because the cans probably could be made out of weapons here. They're probably in plastic containers. Yes, plastic microplastic filled containers of mackerel are now the unit of currency that Diddy is trading in, as well as, let's be real here. Let's be real. Let's be honest here. Let's see here. There's probably some favors. There's probably some, proverbial and adult back scratching happening in that unit of jail that, things just go down at. I mean, you guys probably saw Oz. You know what goes down, as it's not a life for everyone. But imagine being a billionaire. Imagine hanging out with Barack Obama, hanging out with Hillary Clinton, hanging out with LeBron James, hanging out with Jay-Z, hanging out Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, all of the Ja Rule, as there's also security guards coming out talking about how, Ja Rule and Diddy were kind of going at it. Matt, hanging out with the Biebs, becoming a believer, hanging out with Usher, and now you're selling microplastic filled bags of mackerel and tuna for $1 each for favors. Damn. I mean, that's crazy. All of this, as a lot of people are bringing a lot of attention to individuals like Justin Bieber, who some people are connecting his mental breakdown, or him not looking the best as of late, in correlation to potentially there being a video of him that the feds might be playing during the court proceedings here. Now, of course, this is going to be interesting, because I still think there's a situation that can unfold here where there's a jury, and again, Diddy's faith is going to be in a jury. Now, the Southern District of New York, the prosecutors there overwhelmingly always kind of win their convictions. Overwhelmingly always kind of win their cases here. They're known for being very kind of cutthroat. They're known for just winning overwhelmingly, to the point where a lot of people are just cut a deal. It's futile to resist them here. Diddy's facing some very serious charges here, but if a jury says, you know what, he was just having parties, he was just hanging out here, he wasn't doing anything nefarious, how can you prove that he actually did all of these bigger things here when we already have some witnesses backing down? And there are witnesses that said, yeah, he did this, he did all this horrible stuff. And then they're like, okay, put your name behind it. And they're like, no. The prosecutors here are trying to keep some of the victims here and some of the witnesses here anonymous. How will they pull that off? I mean, that's going to be very, troublesome, as a lot of people expect this trial to, of course, be delayed. I think it will, especially with now new allegations that the prosecutors are kind of bringing forward. The prosecutions also want a lot of witnesses to come forward and to speak about this, showing that their case might not be as solid as they think, it is. But all it takes is one juror to say, well, he was a celebrity. Well, people just tried to make money off him. Well, people were just trying to hang out with him. People were consenting. People were doing these things and having these relations because, again, all the prosecution has to do is get one thing wrong. And Diddy's hiring some very powerful lawyers. But there's one particular lawyer that literally represented bin Laden that said, I can't represent Diddy. He stepped away from this particular case here. Now, are we going to be finding out some bigger revelations about, other celebrities? Maybe. Are we going to be finding out other kind of revelations about politicians being involved here and coming to these parties and getting down low and doing some weird, freaky, stuff? Probably not. The Southern District of New York protects their own, and it's a Democratic stronghold prosecution office that, again, many big conspiracies just literally go and dwindle away and get absolutely officially covered up. The fact that there's so many cases that they ruled on that we have not been able to get a bigger, better perspective into during those court proceedings highlights how total controlled job operation here. It's a controlled demolition of what a lot of people call the Diddy extortion racketeering case, where he was hanging out with all of these top people. He was filming all of them. There's a lot of videotapes. There's a lot of baby oil. There's a lot of things that went down. As there's now people coming forward. Yeah. And this is not the end of Diddy's headaches. So he's dealing with jail, but he's also dealing with a lot of personal cases against him. Not federal, not state charges, but also individuals personally suing him, with a Texas lawyer, Busby, representing a lot of these people and bringing him to court, saying, hey, settle out, give us some money, and we'll make all of your accusations go away here. And I think there's a reason Busby is saying, hey, settle with us, because, again, it's going to be very difficult for the prosecution here to prove that a lot of these people weren't willing kind of participants in the parties, in hanging out with a celebrity, in drinking. There's going to be a very difficult kind of case here to prove, hey, yeah, this is all Diddy's mastermind plan here. How will this unfold here? What allegations will stick? What will the jury decide? Let me know. What do you think? Because I definitely think this is going to be one of the most captivating, one of the most interesting cases of our time that we are paying very close attention to. Do you think the jury's going to see some wild, freaky stuff? Probably. I mean, Diddy's legal defense team wouldn't be trying to, of course, discern who is sensitive to that and not sensitive to that if there wasn't going to be some crazy videotapes. Are we going to see LeBron James getting, maybe? They'll save the Barack Obama tapes for when they need to extort him. But the other Bieber, Usher, goodness great, Jay-Z. I don't know what's going on with my camera. My camera's bugging here. Jay-Z, yeah, Jay-Z might be getting his nose smushed into some other places. As truly. I think it's fair to say the prosecutors here might be exposing some more undercover brothers here. That's my perspective. I expect some videos to come out here. How do you think all of this will play out in the court of law? Let me know down in the comment section below. WeAreChange.shop. Get some chill pills, get some fish oils, get some magnesium glycinate. Great products, all available to you on WeAreChange.shop. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys actively supporting this independent media network. And because you do, this is why I always say I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/WeAreChange.